happy to grab it for you to the back. Awesome. So as always, we're going to get started on our backs this morning. So go ahead and make your way there. Yogi's choice with what feels good this morning. If you want to have your legs long, go for it. Have your knees bent, especially if your low back is feeling so great this morning. Just settle in. You can have your arms down by your side, or you can always find those goddess arms, those like cactus arms. If your shoulders are a little tight today, find what feels good here to hang for a little while. Any point you can make any adjustments that you need to. And just go ahead and take a breath. Landed here this morning in your sacred space. Just know there's no other place you need to be right now. Try and keep your tasks and to-do lists at the door there. When your mind does start to wander, which it always naturally will, bring it back to your breath. Just begin to relax the physical body this morning, starting with the tips of the toes. Bring your awareness to the arches of the feet, the tops of the feet. Bring your awareness up the body to the ankles. Maybe the calves are connected to the earth. The backs of the legs and the thighs connected to the mat. Feel the shins and the knees. Quadriceps. Relax the legs here. Just let the legs go. Bring the awareness to the middle of the body, the hips, abdomen, rib cage there. Feel the rib cage fall. Gently rise on the inhale and then fall. Bring your awareness to the arms, first the shoulders. Notice if there's any sensation there. They're a little tight today. And the elbows down to the wrists. Just feel the fingers there. All the way down to the fingertips. How do the hands feel today? And coming up to the neck, can you just release the muscles in the neck? Just allow them to go. Just let the head be supported there. The mat or the blanket. Relaxing all the muscles in the crown of the head, the top of the scalp. That space between the eyebrows. Just scrunch your eyes and frown a lot. So see if you can just relax. Relax the cheeks. Unclench the teeth. Just feel any tension in the body melting away. You ground down into the earth. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and a long breath out. Doesn't matter if you're breathing in and out through the nose, just become aware of how you're breathing. Maybe inhaling through the nose and out the nose. Maybe in and out through the mouth. Right or wrong, just be aware here. Maybe on your next inhale, breathe it all the way up to the top, and exhale completely, lengthening the exhale, a little bit longer than the inhale. Let's try that again. Deep breath in all the way up. See if you can make that exhale just a bit longer there. Focusing on the flow here, the prana. Positive energy. Exhaling anything you don't need anymore. Yesterday was a new moon, but I think today we can still take that and perhaps use that for your intention today. So with the new moon, you want to think of it like an empty page in a book for yourself. A way to start over, maybe start something new that you've been a little nervous about, or maybe there's something that you wish to release out to the universe, something you've been holding on to. Give yourself permission to release that out to the universe today. So just think about that for a moment and see if it resonates with you in any way. that may be your intention, say it 3 times in your mind. Awesome. Go ahead and we're going to seal our intention. Let's bring your hands to prayer hands, that Anjali Mudra. So palms, fingertips, and thumbs come together. Let's bring those thumbs right to that third eye chakra, that space right between your eyebrows. And just visualize your intention as if it's already happened here. Just picture it in your mind or say that mantra in your mind. Awesome. Let's bring our thumbs down to our heart. Take a deep breath in here. And a long breath out. One more round of breath. Deep breath in and a long breath out. Go ahead and bring your arms down by your sides there. Start to wake up the body. Just start to like struggle the wrists there. Maybe windshield wipe the feet back and forth. Feeling the hips there. Awesome. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and bend into one knee and then the other. Place your feet nice and flat on the mat there. Awesome. Let's bring our arms out to a T. If you guys are a little squished with room, you can always find like goddess arms if you want to bend at the elbow. Just want to ground out through those shoulders. Yeah, so take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, just let the knees fall to one side and hide those windshield wipers. Nice and gentle. Inhale, come up to center. And exhale to the other side. Awesome. Let's go nice and slow here. Notice where you're feeling any sensations again in the hips. The quad, and gentle fold down. Let's bring our knees up to center here. So coming back to our just straight legs there. We're going to take our right leg, cross it on top of the left there. So this is like your figure 4, right? So to see how this feels, just get a little movement in. Just kind of rock back and forth on the sacrum. You know, you might not feel too much, especially if your hips are open, but you might feel a lot even making these little movements. So just stay here for 2 more breaths. Nice. When you're ready, we're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to twist over to the left, finding our little figure 4 stretch here. So you could like readjust that left leg if you want to bend even further into the knee. That right foot maybe touches down on the earth there. And then you can roll your head and neck over the right side, finding this twist here. So find what feels good here. You could even send your arms behind you a little bit, and right now they're probably in a T. But sometimes it feels nice just to get like a little stretch in through the rib cage at the same time. So just take a few breaths and relax. See how this feels. 2 more rounds of breath here. Try and like accept all the sensations that you're feeling here without any judgment. So when you're ready, let's bring the head and neck back to center there. So let's bring our legs back up to center too. So keep that left foot on the mat. We're going to keep our right leg crossed on top of the left, and we're going to come into our figure 4 stretch from here. So, you know, it could feel good for you just here in this basic figure 4. If you want a little bit more, you can go ahead and grab the back of that left thigh and like draw the knees, the hips up off the mat. Just ground back down through those shoulders there, so you feel like the stretch in the back of the glute there. And you can inhale that left leg up towards the ceiling if you want, getting a nice little hamstring stretch in. And just see how that feels. You can start to point and flex the toes. Making some circles with that foot. And you can even like rock back and forth a little bit on that low back. See how this feels. So sometimes I still can't feel a lot. My hips are really open. So I'm actually going to bend into my left leg. I'm going to grab a hold of the front of my shin because I can really kind of draw that left leg closer towards my chest here, and I'm really going to feel it. So kind of do what works for you. I really have to kind of bring everything into my chest there. So stay here for just a few more breaths, really getting into that hip, finding some space there, opening it up. One more round of breath wherever you are. Deep breath in and exhale to that hip. I'm gonna go ahead and release that left leg. So place that left leg flat on the mat. Let's uncross that right leg and bring those arms back out to a T. Let's do some more of those windshield wipes before we find that stretch on the other side. And nice and slow. And then let's bring those knees back up to center. Reset here. We're gonna cross the left leg on top of the right shin thigh there. And then go ahead and you can hang here and breathe into the hip, or if you want a little bit more, you can either grab a hold of the front of the shin like I was doing before, clasping my fingertips around it, or you can do the back of the thigh. Yogi's choice here. So if you do the back of that right thigh, you can, stretch that leg out towards the ceiling. Getting a little stretch to the hamstring, right, and flexing the toes. Find what feels good to hold this for a few more breaths. Get a little movement in, rocking back and forth. Very nice. Last round of breath here. Deep breath in, exhale to that hip. Release that right leg. Uncross that left leg and go ahead and hug your knees into your chest from here. Really squeezing them nice and tight. See how this feels. You can go for a little rock, finding a little movement, rocking on the low back, even the mid back. Just kind of find what feels good here. Hold on to the knees, or just keep hugging them into the chest. And when you're ready, I'm going to have you roll onto one side. Doesn't matter which side, just here. Pause here for a breath. Whenever you're ready, let's use your top arm to push yourself up. And we're going to just find your Sukhasana, find your seat here. Take a moment to release that, grabbing down from those sits bones. Chin is always going to be parallel to the earth when we find our easy seat, dropping the shoulders away from the ears there. Just connect our movement to our breath, so bring those arms up by your side. Inhale, reaching those fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, flip the palms and bring those arms down by your side. You can always find Anjali Mudra too when you come back up to the ceiling. So inhale, reaching those arms up, fingertips come together. Exhale, flip those palms. Side. One more time, inhale, arms up. As you exhale, twist to the right this time. Left hand on right knee, right hand behind you. Finding a little twist. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twist to the right. Maybe you can look over that right shoulder there if it feels okay. Another breath in, growing a little bit taller here in the seats. Exhale, twist. Two more breaths here. Nice. Inhale, you can release. Lift those arms up towards the ceiling, coming back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on left knee. Left hand supporting your spine. Inhale. Take a deep breath in as you lift and lengthen, and exhale, twist to the left. So again, each time you inhale, just get like a little bit taller here. Just growing. Exhale, twist. Awesome. Inhale, lift those arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale, forward fold. Reach those fingertips towards the front of the mat. Inhale and exhale, settle here. And let's inhale, pick the head up, 10 those fingertips, and come to tabletop pose where we will find our cats and cows. So just remember when you start with your cow, you drop the belly, arch the back, lift the chest, lift the knees. And exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, and round your spine. You can even find like figure eights, which feel good sometimes. So you can like make like a circle with the hips and come forward up towards the wrists, circling to the front. So like you're making this almost like an infinity shape. So you're still getting in this like spinal rotation movement, just a little different than cats and cows. But find what feels good here. Like wiggle the tail back and forth. Any movement is just really good for the spine. Really waking it up here. Nice. So when you're ready, let's come back to our neutral spine here. And we're going to step our right leg between our hands, finding a low lunge. Okay, so remember in low lunge, you want to make sure your knee is right on top of the ankle here. Really start to pull that left hip like towards the right hip. You want to make them as nice level as you can. So I want you to inhale and rise up. Bring those arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Again, try to imagine like you're pulling your left hip bone up towards the right there. Take a deep breath in, long breath out. Bring those hands to prayer hands. Awesome. Go ahead and plant those hands down. Step that right leg back. Take a breath. And the next inhale, step that left foot in between the hands, find the low lunge on the left. So kind of set up here with that front foot, the knee, that back leg, the foot is nice and flat. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears, grounding down here. Deep breath in, nice strong core here, and straight spine. One more round of breath in. Awesome. Let's bring those hands to prayer. Take a breath. One more inhale here. Exhale, hands find the earth. Step back. Tabletop here. Awesome. Sink back to just a quick child's pose to reset the spine. So find that wide-legged child's pose if that feels good. Just take a few rounds of breath here. Get you guys up and moving momentarily. Taking your time getting there. No worries, no hurries in yoga. So when you're ready, let's meet back into tabletop pose. We're going to curl our toes under and find our first down dog of the day. Lifting those hips up to the sky there. You know, if there's anything going on with the wrists, you can always find a dolphin pose. So that's like when you're on your forearms, really grounding down to the forearms. You're going to get the same stretch because we're really kind of focusing on the backs of the legs here. Pedal them back and forth. Find what feels good. Send one leg behind you, bending into the knee. Really just feel that nice stretch. Since this is our first down dog, you can always really bend into the knees, focusing on sending with the chest to the thighs there. So, a couple more rounds here. So when you're ready, let's look up between your hands. Walk to the top of your mat and take a forward fold. So go ahead, find your forward fold. You can find your ragdoll. It's always nice. Grabbing opposite hand to opposite elbow. Just sway back and forth. If the hamstrings are still super tight, I know we didn't really stretch them. Bend in your knees a little bit. You'll still get the stretch in the low back. Let the head and neck go. Gonna inhale, half lift, find that nice straight spine. Exhale, fold. Let's do it again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Place your hands on your hips and very slowly come up to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae until you find your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Palms come out, or you can bring your hands to prayer hands. Deep breath in. Breath out. Awesome. So if you're not already at the top of your mat, you have your eyes closed, open up your eyes, looking up at the top of the mat. Gonna inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, take your forward folds. Inhale, we're gonna half lift there. And exhale, plant those hands down to the earth. You can step back to plank there. Lower down, finding your chaturanga, or you can step right back to down dog, whatever you're feeling today. So if you're lowering down onto your belly, either come into cobra, maybe cobra, upward dog, curling those toes under, finding the down dog. Pedal it out here for about 3 breaths. Deep breath in and exhale it out. Notice how those calves are and backs of the legs are getting a little bit more open here. So when you're ready, look up between those hands and walk, step, or a little hop up to the top of the mat. Take a forward fold. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, folds. On your next inhale, we're gonna reverse the swan. So spread those wings out nice and wide up towards the ceiling and exhale, hands find the heart. To do that once again, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, take your forward folds. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant those hands down, step back to plank, high plank, lower yourself down onto your belly. Then either upward facing dog or your cobra. And that nice little back bend, curl those toes under, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. When you're ready, again, we're gonna look up between our hands and walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat, forward fold here. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach those arms out, up towards the ceiling, and exhale, hands find the heart. Find your Tadasana. If at any point you need a little sip of water, go for it. We're gonna just reset here. Awesome. So, let's open up your eyes if you have your eyes closed. We're gonna inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, chair. Look at old chair, join the party. Really sink back here. Make sure that your knees are like in line with your ankles. You wanna make sure they're not like out to the side or in too much. You can check your alignment here. Reaching those fingertips up. You can always come into prayer too if you find it helps you just to steady a little bit more. Just a few more breaths here, sinking back a little bit lower if you can. But even like lift up your toes a little bit there, just to make sure you're grounding down to the heels. This is also called awkward pose because it just feels a little awkward. 2 more breaths here. Nice. So we can take 1 more breath in and exhale, fold. Nice. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands down to the earth and step back. You can find your plank here. Lowering down halfway, finding the chaturanga. Into upward dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. But at any point, you need to lower into your knees and just reset, take a child's pose, go for it. So I always say this is your yoga practice, so whatever you need to lower onto those knees. Catch your breath. When you're ready, we're going to inhale that right leg high. So set it up behind you. Yes. Point those toes down towards the earth there. Nice. You can bend into your knee from here, rolling the hip open. You can make some circles with that hip. Good. And square off your hips when you're ready. We're going to step that right leg up. In between the hands, coming into our warrior one. The warrior one is a closed hip pose, so those hip bones are pointed towards the front of the room. Make sure your knees stacked on the ankle here. Breathe those arms up overhead. Exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath in here. Long breath out. 1 more breath. Reaching those fingertips up. Take a deep breath in, breath in, and as you exhale, bring that front foot, kick that leg on back. Go through a flow if you want it, or if you want to go right back to down dog or want a child's pose. Do what you need to do here. Take a few rounds of breath. Deep breaths here, down dog. Deep breath in, long breath out. One more round. When you're ready, let's inhale that left leg high this time. Point those toes down towards the earth. Bending into the knee. Roll that hip on open. Feel how that feels to open up the hip. Make some circles here. I'm going to square up your hips. Stepping that left foot now this time. Find your grounding, build your foundation as you rise up. Spread those wings, reaching up to warrior one. Awesome. Deep breath in here. Long breath out. You find a little back bend. You look at the ceiling here. Keeping that core engaged. A lot going on here. Nice, strong warriors. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more inhale. And as you exhale, frame that front foot with your hands and step back there. Either plank. You want to find a down dog. You want to find a child's pose. Find your flow. So once you come back to down dog, lower onto your knees. Let's just take a quick child's pose to resets. Or if you prefer, you can always sit back on your heels too. Just a little breather here before I get you moving. Try and stay focused on the breath here so you can really benefit from your practice. You find that ujjayi breath, that ocean sounding breath. So you find that you're breathing in and out through the nose, and you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and like imagine like you're fogging a mirror with your nose, like that. I put my hand in front of my nose, but it can really help you stay like focused on your practice. So there are some yogis that do that ujjayi breath throughout the whole yoga practice. Couple more rounds here. Dive in your breath. Beautiful. Whenever you're ready, we will be back in our down dog. Just pedal it out for a few breaths here. Stay still. Yogi's choice. I want you to look between your hands again and walk, step. Just get to the top of your mat nice and safely and take a forward fold here. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, hold. Inhale, reach those arms up and come back to chair. Good old chair. Sink back here. You can always bring the hands to prayer hands or just reach those arms up towards the ceiling. Just check your alignment here. Careful with those knees. Deep breath in here. We want a nice straight spine, as straight as you can make it there. Deep breath. Awesome. You guys look great. 2 more breaths here. Awesome. Next inhale, straighten those legs powerfully. Bring those arms up towards the ceiling and exhale. Hands will find the heart. Take a breath here. Find your Tadasana. Take a sip of water if you need it. Reset those legs. You shake them out. Awesome. Let's come up to the top of our mat once again. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Find your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands find the earth there. We're going to step back. Find your vinyasa, or you can find your down dog right away, whatever works for you this morning. Nice and slow. Eventually, we will meet in our down dog. Awesome. So we're gonna inhale that right leg high once again. Bending into the knee there. Give that hip a nice roll open. And then square up those hips. We're gonna bring that right leg between the hands, finding our warrior two. So the back toes are gonna be pointed towards the bathroom area. Yeah, check that alignment. Make sure the heel and the arch of the foot are connected. So just look there. Widen your stance as much as you need to. Bend into that front knee. Some of you guys are already there. Bring those arms out to a T position. Great. Deep breath in here. You can flip your hands a little bit, just like shrug your shoulders, get them away from the ears. We're always shrugging away. Gaze is over the front middle finger here. Deep breath in, long breath out. So I'm gonna have you take your left arm. So you're gonna take your back arm, bring it to your front arm and grab a hold of that front wrist, okay? So we're reaching and holding onto that right wrist. Bring that right wrist up towards the ceiling. So we're coming into our reverse warrior from here. So take this left hand and like just kind of pull on that right wrist. Awesome. You can either hold this bind if you want, or you can drop that left arm down. Just make sure it's not collapsing the knee. Deep breath in here. Long breath out. You can get like a little bit more of a stretch there. Another breath here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release the arm back down to warrior two. Awesome. Another breath here, reset. We're gonna take that right arm. You can either place it on the thigh. We're gonna find our extended side angle. So if you wanna place it on the thigh, go for it. If you wanna reach that right arm down, you can kind of like rest on the calf. So either straight or on the thigh there. And we're gonna breathe that left arm up towards the ceiling. Awesome. Deep breath in here. And a long breath out. Feel that nice stretch. All the way from the bottom of the left foot up to the fingers there. Awesome. So if you have your right arm on your thigh, let's go ahead and extend it long. And if you already have your arm long, awesome. We're gonna come into triangle. So just start to extend that right leg straight. Make sure you don't hyperextend the knee though. Nice. And you can like come up a little bit further if you want, just to make sure like your spine is not collapsing in your triangle. You can look at the hand if you like, or you can look down at your foot. You can look straight ahead. So pick one, whatever feels good here. If you're looking up at your hands, a little bit of a balance. This is our Trikonasana. Deep breath in, long breath out. Beautiful, you guys look awesome. Okay, so let's take that left arm, place it on the hip. Give yourself a little bend in that front knee. We're gonna come into lizard pose from here, okay? So you're gonna take both of your hands, plant them on the inside of that right foot. So you can see I have both my hands, and you might need to heel toe that right foot out a little bit more. Spin on the ball of that back foot. Okay, so this is like your basic lizard setup here. You can hang here in this like lizard pose with the left leg with the knee off the mat, or if you want, you can go around to that knee too. Find what feels good here for lizard. So really, this is like a super intense stretch, but it feels pretty good. I'm gonna grab a hold of my blocks. I should have had you grab them before. You can always use the blocks here. We're gonna hold here for a few breaths. And if you have the range of motion, you can come on down to your forearms. I see some of you are already there, and then you're really gonna feel it there in the back of the leg. So you can always use the blocks. You can always just kind of keep your hands on the blocks there. You find a little twist from here. So if you're down on your forearms, let's straighten those arms. We're going to inhale that right arm high up towards the ceiling. Find a little twist in our lizard. This is our twisted lizard. So a deep breath in here. Long breath out. One more round of breath. Awesome. Let's take that right arm down to meet the left. Okay, so we're going to find our way back to downward dog. So we're going to take that right leg and just kind of kick it on back. It might feel good to find a three-legged dog from here. So take that right leg and just keep it extended there. You can make some circles with that knee. That feels good. You can go for a flow here if you like. So you can place that right foot down. Or you can do a three-legged flow. So once you're in your plank, you can lower on down. Coming into cobra, upward facing dog. Going into toes under. Then your downward dog. Take a child's pose. Once you find your down dog or sit back on your heels, just take a little breather. Lizards a lot, but it's good. One of us have super tight hips. Smooth out the breath here. Perhaps finding the Ujjayi breath again, that ocean breath. Just breathing in and out. And back. Hold base. Notice what shifted since you began your practice. Just try and stay connected here with the breath. Again, not focusing on everything going on in your life in the world right now. 30 more seconds here. If at any point you want to sit back on your heels, go for it. All right. When you're ready, I want you to find your down dog once again. Right, how that feels. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale that left leg high. Nice. Bending the knee there. Roll the hip on open. Feel a little hip stretch there. Square off the hips. Stepping that foot up to your warrior two on this side. Then just take your time getting here. Building the foundation, engaging the core, like dropping the tailbone into the earth. Bring those arms up to that T position. Look behind you, make sure that that arm is like really parallel to the front arm. Always flip the palms a little bit, make some circles with the shoulders. What you need to do here, deep breath in here, long breath out. Couple more rounds here. Really feeling the pose, and where you're feeling sensations here. We're going to take that back arm once again and just kind of float it towards the front. Grab a hold of that left wrist and just have to bring it up towards the ceiling. Setting it behind you, coming into this reverse warrior. We call it dancing warrior sometimes. Feel that nice stretch, and you can kind of control the stretch if you want to pull on that left wrist a little bit more. Really feeling that left side of the body. Opening, finding some space there. Rib cage in the lungs. Awesome. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, release the wrist. Warrior two. Awesome. Just reset here. We're going to take that left arm. You can either place it on the thigh there as we come into our extended side angle, or reach that left arm straight down, breathing that right arm up. Awesome. Take a round of breath here. Make sure the head and neck are nice and straight. Breathe here. Awesome. So if you have that left hand on the thigh, let's go ahead and straighten that arm, straighten that front leg, coming into our triangle pose. Awesome. You can always grab a block if you have it by you. Hold on to the block. Reaching that right arm up towards the ceiling. Imagine you're like stuck in between two panes of glass, they say. So you're nice and straight. You guys have great form. Another round of breath here. Let's take that right arm, give a little break, put it on your hip. We're going to come into lizard on this side. So just kind of, maybe you need to heel toe that left foot towards the edge of the mat. Spin on the ball of that back foot and bring both those hands to the inside of that left foot. You can grab your blocks if you want. To readjust here. So we're starting with that knee that's off the mat. And then you can go ahead and lower onto the knee. And you can even if you don't feel a lot, you can even kind of come onto the side of that left foot, opening up that hip a little bit more there. Again, if you have the range of motion, you can come on down to the forearms. You're really gonna feel it there. You can even like clasp your fingers together to try and help you hold the toes a little bit. Breathing in here, releasing that hip. The piriformis, this back of the leg. Another round of breath. So if you have like your head kind of drop down, let's pick the head up. We're gonna find our twisted lizard. So right hand is gonna plant down. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling, bending at the navel there. Reach those fingertips up. Nice. Beautiful. Stay here for 2 more breaths. One more inhale, and as you exhale, left hand's gonna plant on down. The inside of that foot, you might need to curl that back toe under. Extend that left leg back. Find a 3-legged dog here if you like. Take a little movement. You can like, circle that hip there, bending into the knee. When you're ready, you can find your flow if you like, or if you want to come right to a down dog or a child's pose. Yogi's choice here. Looks like somebody dropped off, but I hope I didn't scare them with blizzard. Almost there, guys. Just a little bit more, I promise. Take your time. If you want to sit back on your heels, grab a sip of water, go for it before I get you guys up again. All right. We are going to find your downward dog once again. Sorry. Guys, will thank you later, I promise. Just a few breaths here, really straightening the spine. This is like your basic landing page here in our yoga class today. So let's just look up between your hands when you're ready and walk staff, or you can hop with your hopper to the top of the mat. Take your forward fold here, Uttanasana. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And fold once again. You could even like heel toe your feet a little bit further from your hips. Maybe grab a hold of the big toes. Just stretch the legs here, straighten the legs. Feel that and stretch the low back. Awesome. So when you're ready, heel toe those feet back underneath the hips. Spread those wings, reverse the swan. Reach those arms up towards the ceiling and exhale. Tadasana, hands find the heart. Take a breath. Rounding down through both sides of the body here. Breath in, breath out. All right, so if you have your eyes closed, let's go ahead and open up your eyes. We are gonna step back a little bit. So give yourself like a little micro bend in the knees there. Bring your hands to prayer hands or hands to hips. We're gonna start to shift our weight into the left side of our body. Just start by picking up that right foot. Finding your balance here. So find that drishti, something that's not moving that you can kind of stare at to help you stay focused as we find our figure 4. So we're gonna take this right leg, cross it on top of the left. You can hang here. If you wanna go to a wall, go for it. Whatever's gonna help you to balance here. So this is your standing figure 4. Take a breath. If you want, you can sink back a little bit. You feel that nice pull on the outside of that right hip. Just stay focused here. Steady with that left leg. Round down through all 3 corners of each foot. Maybe you can come down, fold forward, touch down there. With your hands touch the earth. Sinking down a little bit more. Stay here for a breath. Very slowly, see if you can rise back up the way you came down. You bring those hands to prayer hands. Awesome. Go ahead and take that right leg, uncross it from the left. Airplane out. Awesome. Good job, guys. Get some good balance. We'll do the other side. Just take a moment here just to reset. Just to ground down here. Engaging the core. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and start thinking about shifting our weight to the right side of our body here. Sink back a little bit. You want like that little micro bend in the knee to help you get down. Start to pick up that left leg. Finding a little balance, finding your focal point, and then eventually going to cross that left leg on top of the right, sitting back here as if we were coming into chair. Really ground down to the right side, coming like deep breath in, long breath out. Stay focused here. Breathe. See if you can maybe extend those arms down, touch down onto the ground there. Ooh, it's a super deep hip stretch. 2 breaths here if you can hold it. Awesome. Nice and slow, so you can rise up the way you came down. Bring those hands back to prayer. Use your core. Come up to a nice straight spine, straightening that leg, and uncrossing that left leg. Awesome. Let's windmill it up here. Very nice. Let's step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale to that straight spine. Exhale, hands find the earth. Step back to plank. Find your chaturanga. Find your down dog. Find your child's pose. What works for you? So eventually we're going to meet in our down dog, but I promise we're not going anywhere crazy. So we're going to take that right knee and draw it towards the right elbow and then drape that shin across the mat. Flatten that back towards finding your pigeon here. And you know, you can make this active if you still feel like you want a little bit of work. You can stay up in like your king pigeon, or you can just forward fold down. So find what feels good for your pigeon. Just relax. A lot of hip stuff today, so just really breathe into the hip. Getting rid of anything negative stuff there today. What can you release? So 5 more rounds of breath here. Very silly, let's come out of the pose. So take your hands, place them on either side of that knee. Crawl your back toe under, coming up to a straight spine. And then you can take that right leg from underneath. Maybe send it up to like a 3-legged dog here. Find a little movement, just making like some circles. Or you do this from tabletop too. Just be in table, making those like vibrants. And then when you're ready, you can set up your pigeon with the left side. As always, you would always find a figure 4 on your back if pigeon isn't working on either side. Because it's like the same, pretty much the same scratch. This is a little bit more intense. Let's come back to the breath here. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming back to your intention here. 4 more breaths here. So whenever you're ready, put your hands on either side of that left leg there, curling that back toe under, untucking that leg, just having 3-legged dog there. Come into tabletop and find those fire hydrants. Eventually, we're just going to lower onto our knees from here and find a seat. Do one more little hip stretch. And if this doesn't work for you guys, you can find a butterfly. Okay, so we're gonna find our cow face. So sometimes it helps maybe if I'm facing here so you guys can see. So I'm gonna take my left leg and I'm gonna place it underneath my right. So like my left heel is gonna go towards my seat. Okay. And then with my right leg, I'm gonna cross it over and I'm gonna have like my right heel towards my seat. So if you look down, you almost have these like, it's supposed to be like a cow face, like the mouth is like he's there. So for some people, you can be here. Some people, if you have the, the your hips are really open, you could be here. Okay, so some people find this quite intense. Just go ahead and take a breath. If you want, you can just stay here, breathing into the stretch, or if you're like, I don't really feel too much, you can bring your arms out in front of you and start to crawl forward, finding a forward fold. Maybe your nose touches your head here. You can bring your arms, just like spread them out there, really flattening. Three more breaths here. So if you're in that forward fold, come back up to a straight spine. Let's go ahead and unravel your legs. Just kind of untuck the knees. Maybe bring them out in front of you with the knees bent. Bring your arms beside you and do some windshield legs here. Get some movement in. Cool. So let's go ahead and we're going to find our cow face with the right leg underneath. So the right leg is you're gonna bend into the knee and place that foot by that left glute, and then bend into the left leg, stack it on top, bending your cow. Maybe on this side you don't go so far. Maybe that foot just kind of hangs out by the knee, and that's okay too. Whatever works for your body. I'm just gonna readjust here. Ooh. Maybe you find a little, you can find like that liver point. Sometimes like finding a little acupressure point helps. Like right in between the big toe and the second toe, where those bones meet, so you have to like go up a little bit. You guys can see it's like right here. Right here. This is like your little liver, sorry, I can't talk. I think it's liver 2. So this is a little acupressure point, and it's good for like detoxing, not just the liver, but it's also supposed to help if you have like excess anger in your body. Sometimes you can feel it. It might be a little sore on one side, but maybe not on the other side. You can start to fold here if you like, or you can just hang, kind of finding that little point there. A few more breaths here. I love this pose so much. Like I can sit, I watch TV in this pose, like I'm crazy. My hands are on stack. All right. I'll get you guys out of it. Come back up to a straight spine if you're in a fold. You can unravel those legs. Again, you can maybe shake them out in front of you, or you can find those windshield legs, whatever you want to do. Let's go ahead and just find a butterfly from here, just a little counter pose. So bring the knees out wide and the heels and the big toes together. You can grab a hold of the feet or the toes. Take a deep breath in, finding a straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Let the head and neck round here. It's okay to round the spine. more breaths here. Also, on your next inhale, come up to a straight spine. Just straighten those legs in front of you, finding your stack pose. Take a breath here, finding a nice like straight spine. Inhale those arms up overhead, and exhale, fold here. Grab a hold of the toes or the backs of the legs, whatever works. Getting that stretch in the low back. Gaze at the knees or close your eyes. Just a few breaths here. Awesome. On your next inhale, let's come up to a nice straight spine and come on down to your back. So once you come on down, just hang here for a minute. You can have maybe your knees bent. I want you to just check in with your low back. We did like a lot of low back stuff. A lot of little back bends. Maybe hug your knees into your chest. Find some movement there. Take your time. Go ahead and let's grab a hold of either your big toes or the inside of the foots, or you could even do your thighs there and find your happy baby. So find your version of happy baby. You can extend one leg long and then the other. Maybe you can extend both legs long. Just kind of ground down through the hips and the shoulders as much as you can. Find a little movement if that feels good. Maybe more breaths here. Deep breath in. When you're ready, you can release those feet, bring your feet flat on the mat. And let's go ahead and extend your legs long. And let's breathe those arms up overhead. And then send them behind you. Take a nice full body stretch here. You can point and flex the toes. Reach those arms behind you. Just feel the hips opening here. We're going to start to kind of crawl your feet to the right side of the mat, finding our banana shape. You guys have done this one with me. And then we're going to arch over to the right as well, finding our little right banana there. So if you need to like bend into the elbows when you're in this banana shape, go for it. Really, we're just going to targeting all those muscles in between the ribs, bring up the lungs and the diaphragm. Breathe here, deep breath in, long breath out, relax the legs, relax the head and neck, release the jaw. 4 more breaths here. You bring those arms and head back to center, bring those feet back to center. Let's find that banana asana on the opposite side. So crawl those feet over to the left. You can always cross at the ankles if that feels good to like find a little bind there. And then you can start to arch over to the left as well. Maybe grab a hold of the wrist. Breathe in here. Awesome. If you have that bind with your feet in your hands, let's first get out of a little bind, bringing those arms and legs back to center. Start to float those arms up towards the ceiling, and then nice and slow down by your side. You want wanna find the legs up for a minute here, this would be a good time. You can scoot over to the wall if you want, you can use a block. You can use 2 blocks if you really feel like you want a big inversion today. A blanket, whatever works for you. You can, as always, stay in stillness or find a little movement. Scoop out you guys real quick. Just point and flex the toes. Yeah, make some circles with those ankles. Do bicycle crunches, whatever movement. Those legs. Come into a bridge from here, if you like, if you want to bend into one knee and then the other. You can do that supported bridge, with the block underneath the sacrum. You can find traditional bridge. So if you're in that supported bridge, you can always extend the legs long, finding that like golden gate bridge. Or just hold your bridge here, breathing in, breathing out. So if you're in your traditional bridge, very slowly start to lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. Turn your legs up, bend into one knee and then the other. Are there any other poses that you need before your rest? Maybe another apanasana, bringing the knees into the chest. Give you guys a little extra long shavasana because you guys did a lot of work. Make sure your body rests. But take your time getting there. We have plenty of time, so if you want to put on an extra layer, if anybody wants a blanket or an eye pillow, a bolster, we still have a minute before you guys get completely settled. Your shavasana, super butterfly, side, knees bent, legs long, whatever works. Once you do make your way to your shavasana, just begin to completely surrender here to the earth, grounding down, letting go of any thoughts, tension you may have here. Have any negative emotions or energy you might feel is still stuck. Allow you just to begin to rest in your shavasana. And we'll guide you back. going to walk you through a guided winter meditation since it is the middle of the winter. I just want you to take a nice deep breath in and a long breath out, allowing the body to be relaxed and calm, peaceful. So I want you to imagine that you're stepping into a beautiful garden sanctuary. This is your own inner sacred safe space. You've been here before. In your garden, you're at ease and comfortable. You look around the winter garden sanctuary. You see evergreen trees with winter berries and hear birds pecking at the ground and nesting in the branches. You start to follow a path that leads you to a sacred pool of hot spring water in the middle of your winter garden. As you step into the pool, you'll feel the warm water surrounding your feet. It's refreshing, soothing, and cleansing. You begin to go deeper into the healing waters. You feel it rise up to your lower ankles, then your calves and your knees. With each step, the water rises, and you can feel it cleansing and clearing stagnant energy from your body. The water is now up to your hips, your lower back, and then the mid-back. Wherever the water touches, you can feel it activating healing energy and returning your body to its most healthy state of being. Allow yourself to go deeper and allow the water to cover your arms, your shoulders, your neck, and now your head. Feel any energies, beliefs, or thoughts that aren't true getting washed away. Anything that isn't authentically you, it's dissolved, leaving you thoroughly and fully connected to your highest self. Continue breathing and imagine this cleansing process. You embrace the warm, effervescent healing water with each deep inhale and exhale. It's time to leave the sacred pool of water. And as you return to your path, passing back through your garden, you feel refreshed, knowing the restorative energy you just cultivated is being carried with you into the rest of the day. Let's go ahead and bring your awareness back to the body here, back to the studio. Take this deep breath in, a long breath out. And notice how you feel here, physically and emotionally. And start to bring some movements into the physical body once again. Like I did earlier, starting to wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe bending into one knee and then the other when you're ready. Hugging the knees into the chest once again. Tiny little movement. That feels good. We'll be making our way onto one side, finding that heel pose yet again. Take this time just to say a little prayer maybe for the people that were affected in the plane crash last night and their families. And then when you're ready, let's use your top arm and we'll push up to our Sukhasana to close out our practice there. Take your time. Once you get here, just take a breath. Bring our arms down by our sides. Inhale, reach those fingertips up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bring those hands to the heart. Another round of breath here. I want to thank you all for sharing your time and energy in yoga practice with me today. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day and week. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank
you.
That's great. It's wonderful.
That's a nice flow, Megan.
Oh, thanks.